Hello people! Today we're doing a winter color block set. If you've been with me for a while, you saw me do one last spring. And prior to that, I had a fall one, so all I have left to do when summer rolls around is the summer one. Okay, we're going to start off with some prepped medium length coffin tips, and I'm going to start with the chrome part first, which is why I don't have gloves on yet, because I want to do that with my bare finger as it works better for me. So I'm going in with gray. We're going to be using silver chrome for these, some parts of them. So I'm going in with a gray under polish. And one of them is going to be fully chrome. The other two are just going to have little bits, little parts. We're going to cure that. And now we're ready to, oh no, we're not. We got to put not base coat, no wipe top coat. Sorry guys, I'm a bit scattered here. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done before I go away for my Christmas week at my folks' house. So I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once. Okay, we're going to do no wipe top, as I said. Making sure to get every bit of fluff and hair and whatever else off of there and make sure it looks nice and smooth. Otherwise, with chrome, it will show up any kind of imperfections at all. And we're just going to do that on where we already just put the gray. And one more. Okay, and now we're ready for the chrome powder. It's just a silver chrome powder. Oh, sorry about that. And I know I've said this before, but it bears repeating. Be very careful with this stuff because it will get everywhere, as you will see as the video goes on. Now I'm working on a paper towel so that when I'm done, I can just take that off of there. And theoretically, shouldn't have chrome anywhere else, but I'm here to tell you that was not the case. As I'm doing this, you'll see it's going to get all over my hands. We're just going to put that on top of that cured top coat we just did and give it a good rub. And I like doing this with my bare fingers because it seems to work best for me this way. And there's that full cover one. We get a little bit more on there. And the ends too. And you can see already it's all over my hand that I'm holding that with. And then just the top of this one. And then we will do the bottom of the other one. I know I've been on a bit of a silver kick lately. I don't know why, just the designs I've been coming up with lately have been having silver in them. I did read somewhere recently that silver's trending right now, but that's not why I've been using it. I just happen to be using it already. So look at me trending for once. Okay, and we've got those on there. Now I'm going to take a soft brush here in a second and just brush off any of that, gently brush off any of that loose powder. I know it looks like I'm doing this really hard, but it's just sped up, so I'm really not. Once I get that done, I have gone and washed my hands and tried to clean my desk off as best as I could. And now we're ready to go on with the rest of it, hence the gloves that I have on. So we're going to be using 3 different colors of blue, a dark, a medium, and a light. This obviously is the dark. Now I will be doing 2 coats of each of these, but I'm only going to show you 1 coat. And I did cure these. I did cure each color as I was finishing it. And I did not want to go ahead and film 2 coats worth because That would have dragged it out way too long. And this one's a half and half one. Now you don't need to be absolutely perfect with your lines because we are going to be covering all those with striping tape. So you're not going to see them. And those will go in for curing. And then we will move on to the next color, which is the medium blue. Now, originally I had pulled out like kind of a medium colonial kind of blue for the medium one. But as I was looking at it next to the snowflakes we're going to use, I didn't think it was going to look very good. So I pulled this blue out because it matched the medium color of one of the snowflakes. So there we go. On the thumb, we're going to do half of the bottom. And on this one, we're just going to go with this bottom bit. That middle section is going to be left as a negative space, so we're not going to do anything with that. And then on this one, we're going in the middle. Now, ideally, this is not the way to be doing this middle section like this. Frankly, I should have done this one first before I put the top on. It would have been easier because you can't get a really nice, smooth polish on there like that. But in the end, it will come out fine. It just looks not so great right now. Okay, I'm going to cure those, and now we're going on to the light color. Now remember, there were two coats of all these. You're just not going to see both coats. So we're going to fill in the other half of this thumbnail on the bottom part. And be sure you coat your end so that it matches the color that's going to be with that. This is the other half of this one. Oh, I forgot to say this set took me about 2 hours to do, so not so bad. And I think that's all of that. And those are all cured now. And there's where we are so far. Now we are going to move on to, I believe, the top coat. Let me see what I'm doing. Oh no, not the top coat yet. We're on to the striping tape now. Sorry, I've done like 3 sets of nails in the last 2 days, and now I got to get all the videos sorted out for them. Okay, we're going to go on this one. Now this is the only one that gave me any trouble. The rest of them went quite nicely with the striping tape, which is not always the case. Sometimes this stuff can be a real pain in the butt to work with. Other times it goes pretty well. The problem I had with this one, let me just say, we're going to clip the ends off just shy of the edge of the nail. We don't want it to go over. We want it to be just a little bit short of coming to the edge. That way when we top coat, you'll get that whole tape bit. The end of it will get completely encapsulated in top coat and it won't come off. If they stick out past the edge, it's going to start to peel off of there as you're wearing them eventually. Okay, now on this one, I did this one in this order, and then I had a little bit of trouble getting this piece to line up where I needed it to be and stick on there. I needed it to be like totally flush with that top piece of tape, and I just couldn't seem to get it to go on there right. And it does have static cling going, so it did want to stick in places I didn't totally want it. So I had to keep taking it off, redoing it. Now see, it's not flush with that top bit, so we're going to have to take that off and do it again. Now I did that a couple of times, and then the tape got to a point where I had been handling it too much and it didn't want to stick anymore. Now see how it wants to keep going down there and just clinging to that? That kind of became an issue. This might be the newer piece of tape that I had gotten partway through this. Or maybe not, because that one doesn't look like it's totally flush either. And it is not. Okay, so I think this is where I got a new piece of tape now. If you handle it too much, it's just not going to want to stick on there. And striping tape is really cheap. I got probably, I think, 10 or 12 rolls of it, different colors, for maybe a couple of dollars, and that was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So, and I've barely made a dent in using it. So you don't need to go sparingly with it. See, it just wants to not. It wants to lay down in a place I don't want it. But this was the worst one. After this, on the other thumb that you're not going to see, but I did off camera, I put this long piece on first, and then I put the cross piece on the top so I could go over a little bit of that top edge of it so that it, would be nicely flush with or slightly under the long piece. You guys know what I'm trying to say, I hope. And then that one's going to get a little clip. Eventually. Here we go. And moving on this one, we're just going to go on either side of that negative space part. So basically just along the edge of the colors. Now, this is why I said earlier your lines don't need to be perfect, because you can straighten them out when you get the tape on there, and that'll give you a nice clean finished edge. So if your lines were just a little off, this is where you can straighten them out. Whoopsie. Hi. That's about how my day went yesterday, you guys. Alright, we're going to get it to stay on the nail stand, and then we're going to scrunch those down so we can clip them off nicely. Now the negative space looks yucky right now because you're seeing the blue tack through there. And we're doing a little readjust of that piece. Also, you want to be really sure your ends are down tightly on your tape before you top coat. If you're having any problem with them and they're sticking up, because sometimes they just don't want to stick on the edge, they want to keep popping up, you just put a teeny tiny little bit of nail glue under there and plop them down until they're dry in the glue, and they will stay down. But you need to make sure they're firmly down before you do any top coating. And one more little clippy clip. Now that one looks to be a little bit long. I know one of these was a little long and I had to clip it later, but that may or may not be the one. I don't know. I've lost track at this point. Okay, I believe we're going to be happy there, and we're moving on to the next one, which is the vertical one. After I get done with this hand, I will do the the other hand off camera. But I left this part in real time so you could see about how long it takes to do this. If everything's going nicely like it was, except for that thumb, it really doesn't take very long to get the tape on there. And it gives you a nice clean finished look. Getting the tape bits off of the end of my nippers, though, sometimes is a pain in the butt. They don't want to come off mostly. And the pinky, last one. This one gave me some trouble flipping off of the nail stand too, so that's why it's very dull looking, because I had to shove it back on there. Now you also will notice all over my mat and my gloves, if you can see the sparkly of it, is chrome powder. Now how it got all on there when I worked on a paper towel, I don't know. But unfortunately, I did get some of it stuck on those nails. That you can see some of it on there at the top in the dark blue. I tried to clean it off, but it just absolutely would not come off. So I just had to live with it on there like that. Now most of it you're not going to see, because when we put the snowflakes on, it's going to cover a lot of it up. But yeah, there you go. The joys of working with chrome. You know what occurs to me right now, and I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I have a dust collector. I don't know why I'm not working with the chrome on top of there. That way all the powder will get sucked into there. Next time I will have to do that. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that was dumb of me. I don't know why I never thought of doing it like that. That could have potentially saved me a lot of mess. Well, this week's set. I'm going to be doing another video right after this one, but it'll be for the following week. There is going to be chrome involved in that one, so you won't see me using it there. But anything I do after this, I will try with the dust collector. We'll see how that goes. That might be a good plan. Okay, we got our tape on there. Now we're ready for top coat. Or not. What are we? Oh, yes, we are. Okay. Now this is the tempered top coat I'm going in here with. And I want to make sure to give it a nice coat. Especially I want to get it around the edges really well. So to get the ends of the tape encapsulated in there. That negative space one we'll take care of at the very end, because right now it doesn't look very good because you're just seeing the blue tack through there, like I said. But we'll handle that last. That's the very last thing we're going to do. Now this is not the best of the silver chrome. This just happens to be the one that I have right now. I've got to get me a better one. I'd gotten that one off of Wish like years ago, and you know, it works mostly, but it's not the greatest. Okay, those have been cured, and now we are ready to move on to the embellishing with the snowflakes. And there they are. These are made out of, I think, the Fimo kind of clay stuff. But they are in the 3 different colors. Now I only matched the color to the blue ones mostly. Now this is just me trying to figure out where I'm going to put them and what I'm going to do with them on here. And I had figured out my plan at that point, more or less. So we will get our gem glue. Now I have sped this section up because it's just me gluing stuff on. But I'm going to get gem glue on here where I want them to be. Started off with 3, but as we go along, you'll see I'm going to decide it needs more than that. And the joy of using gem glue is you can move stuff around before you cure it. If you decide you want to have different stuff or you want it to be in a different place. I was trying to figure out how to get some kind of a something going on here. Sometimes it takes me longer to figure out where I want to put stuff than it does to actually get it on there and do it. These snowflakes also came from AliExpress. I got these, I think, maybe about springtime. I think that was a hair. That was the requisite hair for this one that I just pulled off of there. Sometimes I buy stuff well ahead. If I see things I like, I just get them, and then I figure out what I'm going to do with them later. Okay, I believe that is all that we're going to put on here. I may do a little shuffling around with them, but nope, that's it. Okay, moving on. This one, I started off just putting 2 of these on. I think I went back and added another one. I kind of wanted that one to go down into the negative space area a little bit, so you're going to be seeing me move it around because I couldn't decide exactly where I wanted it. And I thought I was done with that, but then I decided later I didn't like it, and I will go back and add one more to that one. Now this one, since everything was going vertically on here, I just went and decided to have 2 just going down the middle. Now I'm trying to be neat with my glue so that I don't have glue sloppage all over. And the pinky, we're just going to put 1 on the top of this one. Boop, there it is. And looking at those is when I decided that one needed 1 more. So I will get that on, and then they will be going in for curing. As soon as I play around with this one again. Okay, I try not to have them sticking out over the edge too far because then they'll just tend to get caught on stuff and pop off of there later. Okay, they've been cured, and I was looking at them and decided they still looked kind of unfinished. So I pulled out those little tiny silver crystals that I just got recently and decided they were going to get a crystal on the center of each one. Which I like the way they look in the end, but they do come out looking a little flowery instead of snowflakey now because, with the crystal on there. But I still like them better that way, so that's what we went with. I thought about using blue crystals, but decided I'm already going with the silver and the chrome. I may as well do silver ones. That'll tie in better. And I think I'm only going to show you me putting these on this one. Or I may be wrong, but we'll see. I forgot already now since I edited this. Oh yeah, okay. The rest of those snowflakes got one in the center. Then I decided that this silver one, the chrome one, looked too bare by itself. So then I decided to just do a simple cuff with those same silver crystals on the top of here. So I started off with the biggest one, well, not the biggest one, but a bigger one. And then I just started bumping down one size on each side as I'm going along. So by the time you get to the end of that row, you'll have the littlest teeny tiny one. And then I will fuss with those until I'm happy, and then I will cure it. And then that should be it, I think. Oh wait, no, that's not it. I forgot about this one. Okay, now here's the negative space one. We're going to just do a very thin coat of top coat on the underside, so it makes it nice and clear. The reason it's not clear at the first is because I etch my nails underneath so they have better adhesion, and also I take the sizing numbers off because I think that looks tacky underneath if you got the numbers on there. So we're gonna, there it is, finished now. See, nice and clear. And now we're done, and here they are all finished. If you like how they come out, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a like. And if you want to see more, please go ahead and subscribe. I upload new ones every Saturday. I thank you guys so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. And here's the finished shot. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Take care. Have a good holiday season.